Alright, let's get this show started. How's it going? You all ready for the stream? Okay, we're on. Hey! What's up from the USA? Greetings from Japan. How are you doing? Ohayo gozaimasu. That's get ready to play video games in Japanese. When is the next Fight Stick review? Good question, Flaus. Hopefully very soon. Obviously, during the Christmas period, I sometimes take time off, but I have been testing some controllers, so hopefully, there's quite a backlog of controllers I'm supposed to have done reviews for already. So I apologize to all the companies for the delay, but it has been kind of busy, but they'll be coming up soon, actually. Good question. Are you guys ready for some Under Night In-Birth 2 action? Here we are. You can see we're on the character select, but the music is a little bit too exciting. I might switch this back to something a little more chilled out in a moment, but I'm excited because I would like to, if possible, if I may be so bold, I'd like to try out this character. You can't see him because my face is in the way, but there is a new character that you gain instant access to if I can't remember what you have to do. I think it's like if you early purchase the game, as long as you buy the game before the 1st of April, I think you get Kuon included in the game roster. I don't actually know how else you're supposed to gain access to this character. Someone let me know. Anyway, I'm excited because this is I think he is the new villain. I say the new villain. He's been an important character since the very beginning, but we only saw him in things like Chronicles mode. But now we will actually have a chance to play him, and he does look like a boss character. And I think to be a boss character, you just have to zone people. I don't know if he's completely a zoner. I don't know if he's a zoner at all, but he looks kind of zone-like. He looks like he would be difficult to get in on because he's got all these big, massive moves with giant hitboxes. So it's kind of exciting. Hi everyone, Gamer! Hey yo! Yo, how is it going? By the way, I've been seeing some of your art skills online, and I'm like, this person's good at art. Yo! Greetings, gents and ladies. What's this? No what during the stream? Fasten your seatbelts and go. Let's go. Woohoo! Just saying hi. What's up, Chaos? So anyone heard or played Pokken Tournament? What? What game are you playing? Master Chief, stay on topic. Stay on topic. We're talking about Under Night In-Birth and no other games ever again. This is it. This is the game that we're going to play. We're not going to play anything else ever. That's not true. So last night I played a bit of Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. I just played about half an hour before going to bed. And I've got to say, the game is so bloody good. Just love it so much. It's 6:20 p.m. here on the East Coast. The time sponsored by Accurist is 6:20 p.m. Did you see my phone mix box? Did you put it on the Discord? If you put it on the Discord, well, I haven't seen it, no. But I'll check it. If you've put it on the Discord, I'll check it later. Thanks for the like on my Twitter art. Yes! Well, yeah, exactly what I saw it. I was just like, damn, this person's skilled. And definitely one of the features of the community here, I think. Obviously, we share the community with the fighting game community, but here on this channel, I definitely think we have a large number of art enjoyers. As in art creatives. People who like to make stuff. Can fight sticks actually be bad as long as weight is decent and has a decent Sanwa, Kwanba, or Hori parts? Fight sticks can be bad. The parts are important, but something else that's also important with an arcade stick, it's not a complicated device. It's not a complicated device, but in addition to being heavy enough and having the right physical parts, it also needs to work sort of, I want to say digitally. It has to interface properly. There are some controllers out there. In fact, I would say probably the large majority of controllers out there are unlicensed. So when you look up cheap arcade sticks on Amazon, a lot of the options you'll find are unlicensed controllers. And even, to be quite honest, this very, very popular controller right here, it's known as the Snackbox Micro. This thing, even though I highly, highly recommend it, it is an unlicensed controller. So, if Sony pulls a Microsoft and does something similar where they suddenly say, all unlicensed controllers will just cease to function. It's possible that even your hard-earned cash that you spent on the controller will go to waste because it is unlicensed. It has been engineered with a Brook board inside to make it work with PS5, and the track record is pretty good. Sony hasn't just killed off all Brook controllers, and I think it's highly unlikely that they would, because Sony, they co-own the event EVO, which is the largest fighting game tournament of the entire year. Happens every year in the summer, and it would make no sense for a company that owns, that co-owns EVO with Pokemon. I think if they killed off like 80% of the controllers being used at the tournament, I think that would be a problem. I think that would look pretty bad for them. So I'm not expecting unlicensed controllers to be in trouble yet, but not all unlicensed controllers are built the same. I have been testing controllers, and going back to the question of when is the next review coming, it takes a while to put these reviews out because sometimes the controllers just straight up don't work. The PCBs that they make themselves, sometimes they don't use a Brook board inside, and they just straight up don't work on PS5, or they'll work for about 8 minutes and then they'll time out. So I have to do these tests where I leave them on for a long time and then use them for a long time and see what happens. And recently, one of the controllers I've been using, like after like 30 seconds, I plug it in, it just stops working. PS5 compatibility is trickier, I think, than maybe even PS4 compatibility, and some of the PCBs I've been testing recently are a little bit iffy. So if you want the absolute sure choice, I still do recommend going with a licensed controller. Okay, so I clearly had a lot to say about that. 11:23 p.m. Let's go. You get the entire first season pass. Oh, that's right. Oh, no. I don't think for early purchase. For early purchase, you get the whole season pass? Yeah, I think that is correct, isn't it? You would have to buy the season pass to get him otherwise. I see. So, are you saying that these characters... Hold on. How do I get out of here? What did I do here? What button did I press? I can't escape. Hey, speaking of controllers not working, what's going on here? Oh, it disconnected. I don't really know why it disconnected. Maybe I pressed the button. So, Kaguya and Tsurugi, I believe they're included, whether or not you've got the season pass, right? I think that's right. I think that's right. Yeah. But the season pass is only to get Kuon if you didn't buy it before March 31st. Or you can get them with in-game currency. Yeah, maybe there's a way to unlock him with in-game currency. I own a Pantera Evo. Good morning, Katak. I own a Pantera Evo and RAP4, so I don't have experience with bad sticks. Oh, sick. You know, if you go with an official controller, things tend to be pretty good. However, design-wise, the design of these controllers keeps advancing very, very quickly. So if you buy an official controller, you are likely going to be kind of lagging behind on the tech. For example, even this controller, it's unlicensed, but it's already lagging behind a little bit because it doesn't have the extra buttons that people are placing all over the place. Who knows? Maybe Junk Food is planning on having a controller that does have those extra buttons. But for example, if you bought the official Razer Kitsune, officially licensed, the Razer Kitsune, that doesn't have the extra buttons either. And although I like the wrist space on it, I don't think controllers need wrist space. Yo, super chat from Chaos. Thank you, our member. Also, anyone who's interested, do feel free to join the membership. Did it read out the thing and I was just talking over it? Get the Steam version. I'd love some matches with you. Oh, I will definitely be buying the Steam version of this game. But as you may know, the Steam version has not released yet. In fact, it's the 24th of January here in Japan. I believe it will release on the 25th of January. So we have probably 24 hours to go. Can someone correct me on how much time is left? For now, I'll just put on some more chilled out music using jukebox mode. How good is this game? It's just insane. It's just insane. Okay. Jukebox mode. Just a few more days left, but I think it might be just one day left. What? I think it unlocks on the 25th of January. But that might be Japan time. Or worldwide? I don't know exactly what time it releases on Steam. Someone confirm. How many hours precisely? What exactly are we talking here in terms of wait time for the Steam version? That only happened on the digital Xbox, not the X. Oh, really? Because both my kids have Xbox Series S and I have the X. Interesting. Well, why would they lock out controllers on only the old digital version? That's bizarre. What's your favorite arcade stick controller that you own? I say this often, and I can say this quite confidently, that the controller, the arcade stick, the stick that I use the most is definitely the Hori Fighting Edge. I just love having that giant controller on my lap. I feel like I'm at the arcade. It doesn't look anything like the controllers at the arcade, but it's been spaced out. It's just got that feel that you've sat down and you're locked in to the game because it's just huge. I don't know. I really like the machine-like feel of the Hori Fighting Edge. When it comes to leverless controllers, I don't really have a favorite, which is why I'm planning on switching over to this one today. The last previous stream, I used the Razer Kitsune, which was also a fantastic controller, but using an unofficial controller today. Let's just make sure that it all works. Yo, let's celebrate Chaos's 10th super chat on a live stream. Is there anyone who has never done... Sorry, this is not asking people to super chat. Is there anyone who's never done a super chat before? It does feel good. It does feel good when you super chat people. I think it's a cool system, and I'm glad it exists. I have a Brookboard and Sanwa parts. Glad to hear it. It reminds me of an adapter for my PS3 wheel I used for PS4. It stopped working randomly every couple of minutes. Ah, that's a shame. Speaking of adapters for wheels, does anyone know what this is? I have been testing this, and I'm very excited about making a video for it soon. This is an adapter for a racing wheel. But this is a fighting game stream. Get that crap out of here. I'm very excited about that adapter. I took a notice to the SP being an early purchase, and I'm not a fan of that. I took a notice. You noticed... What is SP being early purchase? What does that mean? Yeah, so Tagi, it won't be crossplay, unfortunately. There are investments that have to be made, and for example, I believe that Cygames, one of the, as far as I'm aware, most successful game companies in Japan, they clearly have the money. So they've obviously paid ArcSys to make themselves a fantastic 2.5D game, looks amazing, and they also paid for rollback, and they also paid for crossplay. So Granblue Fantasy vs Rising is in a very good place. But Under Night in Birth, don't forget, this company is made by a team of like, last time I checked, this company still only had about 17 employees. So we're talking about probably a company that is smaller than the office that you yourself work at. And they made this game that we've got in front of us. I don't think it's possible for them to get crossplay unless they can prove to their publisher, Arc System Works, that they actually have the player base to justify it money-wise. So, the answer, if you'd like to get crossplay, is to buy this game as many times as possible. They're not like other companies where they're just like, oh, people are buying the game anyway, so let's not put crossplay. That's not how it works. They listen directly to what's going on in the community. For example, I saw the screenshot on Twitter showed Kamane, the battle director, or rather the director of the game, said, like, this game is possible because of your support. And he said that directly to the North American community. So he outright acknowledges explicitly that this is because of you that this game is possible. And I think if the support continues to be there, then I think crossplay could very well happen. Hi NihongoGamer, first time catching you live. Love your reviews. What's up, Heart Underblade? Is that an Undernight meme? Underblade. Underblade in birth. It unlocks in 48 hours. Thank you, MB17. 15 or so hours for the Steam version. Interesting. I'm getting conflicting answers here. A few months ago, I was able to pull a Razer Pantera Dragon Ball edition for 100 euros. The Dragon Ball edition and sometimes the Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite edition of the stick. That sometimes goes on sale because people are like, oh, well, you know, old game, old controller. But the Pantera... Oh, wait. We're talking about the original Pantera. Fantastic, fantastic controller. Used that one for a while. I'll tell you what, though. It's ugly AF. I can say that confidently. I love Razer. You know, you've seen my review of the Kitsune. I think that thing is sleek AF. Fantastically beautiful controller. The Razer Pantera, the original one, not my favorite. It's ugly, man. It's just a giant box. It's actually not even that giant. Just a box. It does have a pneumatic pump when you open it, so it does feel like you're opening up your car hood to do some maintenance, but the controller itself is ugly. It's really ugly. Honestly, the game needs crossplay. It would be amazing. Just 2 more days, Kirby, and then we can play. Hey, oh, SP means season pass. Thank you. It's a Monogatari series reference. Oh. I saw a recent meme online about the correct order to watch that series. And apparently it's correct, right? No, what I saw. How's the Camus C5 treating you? Well, first of all, I think it's a cool racing wheel. The only thing is that I wish I had a clutch pedal and handbrake, but I have been told that the handbrake, I can make my other handbrake work, or I can use a flight sim controller. If I can, someone on the Discord was saying if I get a flight sim controller, I can connect that separately as a handbrake. I might be doing that. Anyway, Camera C5 is pretty good. I think it's just money-wise, it sits in a weird place because it's competing with other companies that do something similar, but it doesn't have the same flexibility as some of the other brands because the direct drive system is in the wheel as opposed to being on a base where you can replace the wheel with other cheaper options. So I think maybe not as flexible, but if it's your first step into direct drive controllers, then it might well be the one for you. Anyway, I was thinking of buying a Fanatec controller, but I've been hearing that they don't actually send their controllers out. Those are the videos I've been seeing lately, and people are complaining a lot about Fanatec not actually sending out orders. So I was pretty ready this year to drop about $1,000 on a Fanatec GT7 bundle, but well, I will see how the news plays out. If people start saying that Fanatec is back up and on form and actually sending stuff out, then I'll totally buy one. I wish this wasn't coming out at the same time as Tekken. There are a few people I think out there who are waiting for this game but also waiting for Tekken at the same time, and it is a shame that it's releasing at the same time as Tekken, but I don't think, and I've said this before on the previous stream, I don't think that will have a lasting impact on the performance of the game. I really don't think it'll make much difference. Fortunately, I think the people who like Under Night and the people who would like Under Night, they will play it even if they're playing Tekken, and I think the player bases are separate enough that it probably won't make much difference. Don't diss my favorite stick, the Razer Pantera. Like I say, I used that stick myself a lot, and it's fantastic. It has pretty much every feature you could want, but it's ugly. I think the Dragon Ball one is pretty. I suppose so. It's orange, right? I suppose the colors kind of help it. I would change some parts. That's the fun of controllers. In the future when everything is automatic, everything's done by AI, we just look at our character and we think about what we'd like them to do, then the character just does it for us. That will be a potential future for us. But let's always remember that the joy of fighting games often comes from the manual aspect, the doing things on your own, one by one, bit by bit, manually. And yeah, I think where are we going with that? I think I don't actually remember what we were talking about, but it was something to do with I just feel like a lot of things are becoming automatic these days, and they'll become easier, but it's the manual aspect, the gear, the maintaining of your gear. It's actually like, it seems like a hassle, like, oh, but controllers can break. The more complicated they are, the more stuff is. But at the same time, it's more fun because, like, well, I will perform well because I'm in like the right mindset, and I've also been maintaining my tool. Like, you go to perform a music piece in a concert, and I remember, you know, I would make sure that all my sticks were in the bag correctly before the performance. I go on stage before anyone's even come on stage, and I'm always checking all the gear, especially if you're a percussionist. You get to experience this. But, you know, you go on stage, you make sure that all the brakes are on all the things that have wheels. You make sure that the snares have been turned off so they don't rattle when people are doing their speeches. You go and make sure that the marimba's at the right height, that the xylophone's in the right position. That's where I get all my joy. And so when it comes to arcade sticks, what you're saying about, you know, maybe wanting to change some of the parts, I think that's where half the fun comes from owning a controller whatsoever, is the tinkering around with the parts and maintenance. A correct order for Monogatari? Even the author doesn't know. Fair enough. Tekken Schmecken. Yeah, I ain't even heard of it. What is that game? I ordered something from Fanatec in November and got it in about 2 weeks. Okay, well, that's good news. Sounds like you had a good experience. If I hear that a lot of people are having good experiences, then I'll totally consider getting into it. Alright, so I think the time has come to actually start moving into this game, because we don't have a lot of time. Again, today's another work day for me. Let me show you what the game looks like. If you weren't here in the previous stream, this is the extras mode, but what I would like to do is head into training and check out the mission modes for Kuon. Now, I don't remember the full story about Kuon, but I believe that he was brothers. He's Linne's brother, and I can't remember what happens. He gets sealed away? Something about the power of the original rebirths, or whatever they were called. They had like the magical powers. Linne continues to live on because she is the I don't know, she's reincarnated over and over again. Every time she dies, she like takes someone else's body and comes back. But she's like trying to die, and I guess Kuon is like trying to return to the land of the living. By the way, random select. There is no icon for it. You just go off screen and get random select. Now it's time to choose a color. I think this color looks absolutely amazing, but there are a lot of really cool colors in here. Man, these colors are so cool. Have you guys got any favorites? What colors do you like for Kuon? Crisis Nexus, Criminal Legion, Equatorial Wave, Inferno Blaze, Annular Eclipse, Seeds of Heaven, Clamorous Colors. Yeah, I've never liked Clamorous Colors. I believe that's not the Switch. Is this the Switch one? I can't remember which one it is, but there's one of these which is like specifically for Nintendo. Oh, here we go. No, this is it. Switching Contrast. Not sure how I feel about this one. I'm thinking... Man, all these colors look so good. But I think I am just gonna stick with the default colors, just because I think when people watch the VOD, I'd like them to know what the character actually looks like. Okay, so we're gonna go into coaching. Cool. Okay, so I don't know if the controller. I don't think the tutorial was set up this way before. I think the coaching stuff was actually put at the end of mission mode, but it looks like they will actually give you your strategy in neutral at the beginning of the tutorial now. That's exciting. Happy to see that. I think I might go completely off the rails for my character choice and use an archetype I never actually use, Hilda. You know what, Night Saber? That's exactly what I did with Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. As you know, I believe you were in the stream. But I think choosing a character that you don't normally choose is a fantastic way to force yourself to learn elements of the game. Alright. Kuon uses his long-reaching attacks and arsenal of projectiles to keep his opponents away. Alright, so he's a boss character, he zones, all while overwhelming them with an array of unique movements thanks to his levitation. Now, I'd like to know how this works. A strong tactic is to poke your opponent with long-reaching attacks like forward B and standing C. Prevent them from getting too close and stay at an advantageous range. If you're too far away for Kuon's normal attacks to hit, use quarter circle A or quarter circle back A. When you want to get close to your opponent, assault into aerial C or dashing B are effective. Okay, so it's going to let me try all of them. A, B, C. C is an advancing move. It actually moves you forward a little bit every time you do it. Don't see any command. Normals on A. Light. Interesting. He sits like Chun-Li. I don't know how many people of you have actually noticed this before, but Chun-Li in Street Fighter, she doesn't crouch. She actually sits a bit like this. I guess it's like a kung fu thing. She sits a little bit like Kuon. Okay. So let's try out these moves that it's telling me to try out. Got the C. Range is very good on that. You can charge it up as well. Forward B. Oh, sorry, well, normal B. A back kick. This looks pretty slow. Look at the animation on this. It looks really slow. I guess that's the thing, right? Is that is his thing that his moves come out kind of slowly? What's the frame data? What's the frame data? Also, where is the... No. Where's the touchpad on this controller? I can never find it. Okay, found it. That's B. Forward B. Okay. Quarter circle A. Is he... Can someone confirm with me what these blades are behind him? I'm seeing similar red flashes that you get with High. So I'm guessing that there's some sort of relation to the swords behind him, and the sword that Hyde here is actually holding. But I don't know for sure. That looks good. Oh, this looks like fun. Yes. So I don't remember what they call it exactly. I think they call it the pinwheel. This move is in Melty Blood type Lumina. Akiha has it. And after Assault Aerial C. So this is Assault. And if you jump, you can also assault. And I've also got Dash B. Oh, I love that the tutorial lets you continue doing stuff even after it's finished. I'm glad that it doesn't just shift you on to the next one. One of my pet peeves in fighting games. Once you've made contact with standing forward B, you can continue into forward B with a follow-up, forward B C. If your opponent blocks, finish up with a standing A to shorten your recovering time. Okay, so they're teaching you a little bit about reverse beat. I can't remember what it's called in this game, but it's basically the same thing. If your attacks hit, proceed to Dragon Punch A, down A to deal more damage. Alright, let's try it. So, if he blocks this... Okay. So what is this? So forward B is just an auto combo. I'll just see if I can reboot it again. Oh no, it's just, I won't reboot the tutorial. I have to do this one first. Okay, we'll just do the second part now. If it does hit, you confirm into... So Dragon Punch A is the teleport. Interesting. you do it up close. Oh, if you do it in the corner, he switches side. Okay. Interesting. And the B version just does a completely different move. Anyway, so this is a teleport. He appears if you're right up close to him, you change sides, and if you do it from farther away, you just go up to him. If you're I don't know what the range is, but basically if you're close, it switches side. And then down, down A, what is that? That feels good. That feels good. Okay. I like the word success when it shows up on screen. I think whatever typography that they've done there looks cool. This is already my character. You mean Lucilius. Ah, I haven't actually had a chance to actually try Lucilius yet. I've just been playing against a bunch of people who play Lucilius. Kuon is just floating there. His butt never touches the ground. That's true. They were like, people really enjoyed the animation for Londrekia. Let's do that again. Yeah, he doesn't have a walk animation. No budget. No, I'm pretty sure they had the budget this time, but yeah, he doesn't actually. I'm curious about the float. I want to see more about the float. So anyway, on guard. So they're just saying to. Nope. Alright, let's just move on to the next one. I'm sure I'll figure this all out later. Once you get close to your opponent. By the way, I forgot to mention, if anyone has the game, make sure you're booted up for later, because probably after I've actually learned a few of these combos, we'll do combos for another, I don't know, 10-15 minutes. I'd like to go online. So if you guys have this on PlayStation, I guess it's only the people who have early access. If you buy the deluxe, if you pre-ordered the deluxe version, you will have early access to this game on PlayStation. So join us online. Let's actually play some matches. Otherwise, I guess I'll see you in a couple days for the Steam version, where we will be playing, or the PSN version if you just didn't pre-order. So yeah, we'll be doing that in a moment. But first, let's figure out some moves. Once you get close to your opponent, try a mix-up between the overhead dashing C and the low forward C. Since dashing C is a heavy swing, it's best used after the opponent blocks the quarter circle back. Okay, so if I can get Hyde to block this, then is that what's going? Oh, okay. He's gonna block that low. So this is the mix-up, except I'm doing it quite poorly. Yeah, but he's already. Yeah, I mean it's pretty slow though. You would see that a million miles away. I don't think this is like the strongest mix-up on earth, is it? Anyway, so he can go low. It's a simple mix-up though. All right, nice to know a simple mix-up option. When your opponent gets aggressive, try reversing the situation with the invulnerable charge. What? Charge move. If you use chain shift to confirm the situation first, you won't miss a chance to deal damage. You know what would be really cool would be if chain shift were a hyperlink, and then you could actually like hover over the word and go into the dictionary entry that shows you what that actually means. I mean, I know what it means, but a lot of new players won't. So it's saying to charge B. So down. Whoops. I'm on the new firmware. Was that it? Okay. I'm just trying out the different inputs. Can I have it show you my inputs, just in case anyone's interested to know how to actually analyze what I am doing right or wrong? Oh, that's plenty of time in that particular move. I mean, I think it's unlikely that a Hyde would actually do this to you in a match, but it's good to know that you can interrupt stuff and invincible reversal with this. And it does not look like I need gauge or anything to do this. Okay. Anti-airs. If your opponent attacks from the air, take them down with a down C anti-air attack. Okay, that's pretty standard for these characters. But, oh, it's interesting that it's not down forward C. You can combo down C into standing B as well. Alright, let's try it. Whoa! What is this, Grand Blue? All the Grand Blue players are going to come in and they're going to be playing Kuon. And then BCC. Oh, into a wall bounce. Okay. I like it. Alright, now we've got the beginner combos. Let's do a bunch of these for another 10-15 minutes and then we'll go online. Is the rollback good? We tried this a couple days ago, and I only tried one person who was playing from Scotland on Wi-Fi, so I haven't really had a good chance to try out the rollback. If anyone is available, I would love a chance to try out more high ping connections, but ideally a mixture of Wi-Fi and wired connections today. But if no one has pre-ordered it, I guess it's too late to pre-order it now. You might not have early access, but I would love a chance to try the rollback with you guys soon. Okay, beginner combination. Beginner combo 2-1. ABC, pretty standard. Wait a minute. Is this actually Londrekia? Did they chase Londrekia for this? Okay. What do you guys think of this music? It's kind of boring. Okay. I think if it were loud enough, that could be good. It's probably a good balance, actually. You don't want it to be too pumping. Some tracks, like, I like Merkava's music, but it's actually a little bit tiresome after time. Every character has an auto combo, by the way. I think every character has a... You just mash A to do an auto combo. And as you can see, it ends with a super. It's a very villain-like... It's a very villain-like super. Alright, we're on to the intermediate combos now. Feels so similar to Melty Blood. Oh, and the setup. Okay. So what they're saying in this combo is after you get a knockdown, you've got the free time to do that. Interesting. Okay, well, I like it. Sweep. Sweep into... Okay, so you would have to do that. Do you have time to confirm that? I assume... Just assume that that's going to hit. So I'm just wondering if I can buffer those inputs in. I guess not. And then after this... Oh, and then... Okay, so that's not a cancel. So the forward B after this move, you just have to wait till it's finished. Into... It's a 2-hit move, this one. Into... the combo that we just did before, which is... Command normal C. So back 4C. But he'll be in the air, I see, when you do the sweep. Alright. I can't read that fast. Alright, I'm gonna do that a couple times so I know it, because I feel like I might be stuck on these intermediate combos today. I don't know if I'll be able to remember anything complicated. Siegfried's 2H. I think pretty much every Grand Blue's 2H looks like this. Like this. Late to the stream, what kind of stick are we using, Dwayne? This is the controller we're using today. I can't remember exactly what it's called. No, it's called the Snack Box Micro. by Junk Food Arcades, and as you can see, flashy, colorful lights, excellent teeny tiny form factor, has all the buttons that you need for Under Night. There are some controllers coming out with like 6 million buttons, but for Under Night, you only really need 4. I would say 5. It's good to have the dash macro. I think it's a really useful button in this game. Anyway. Oh, but don't shake the USB port like I did. So that must be why it disconnected earlier. I think the USB port might not be as rigid as I thought. That's why it's important. I think that's why Junk Food keeps reminding. Have you seen like on their Twitter? They always remind people to use this clip. I think it's to just remind people that if the USB port gets shaken too much, it does get little things like this. Like even the Kitsune, like you've seen that it's got the Razer Kitsune has a lock, like an actual lock to prevent any moving of the cable. Not that it's foolproof though. Reminds me of the old Dragon Ball games OST. I don't remember the old Dragon Ball games. I remember trying them a long time ago. Alright, let's try this again. Nope. Can you mash this? No, it's a bad habit. Missed. Okay. Yeah, I won't remember that, but I like it. More of this into the teleport. Okay. And that's a cancel. Ah, so they really want you to learn how to do these setups. Nope, that's the wrong move. Okay, the music's kind of growing on me. Into 5C. And then just the normal one. I can't read these inputs backwards. Alright, we got this. Oops, I did the wrong move. Got this. He does... I really should stop saying this, but a lot of the new uni characters feel like multi-blood characters. I really should stop saying that, though. The game seems like there hasn't been much changed. Anything new from the previous game? Steven, I'm so glad that you asked this question. Because, yes, this is a brand new game. It's called Under Night In-Birth 2, and they've put a giant 2 on it. But as you can see from the gameplay, it does not look like a whole lot has changed. It very, 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 very much looks like the old Under Night In-Birth. And the reason is, one, because people like it this way, but secondly, that this is a sprite-based game, and so it would be really expensive to redraw all of these characters and to do them in a completely different graphical style. This is a very small company. They grew up making games for, like, you know, going to Comiket and making doujin games. And they've grown up and they've become a big company, and they're now part of Arc System Works, but even so, they are still a small team making a big game, a moderately big game. And as a result, they don't really have the money to completely redo everything. And a lot of people, as they will say in the comments, that there was a short that I posted where I was just like, should it have had new graphics? I wasn't saying that it should have had new graphics, but a lot of people were in the comments and saying like, this game does not need new graphics. And generally speaking, I agree. I don't think that this game needed new graphics. I think it would have helped. It would definitely have gotten more people into the game if they saw like Under Night In-Birth had actually become like, had actually evolved to, you know, Under Night In-Birth 2 and had, I don't know, 3D graphics or 2D graphics, but all of everyone's got new costumes, or, you know, Hyde's grown up and he's got, you know, an extra color hair streak in his hair instead of just the standard blonde and black. Maybe he's also gone for like a little pink streak in there as well. There's a lot of stuff that they could have done and redrawn, but it would have taken away time from the things that we actually wanted them to change. And the main thing that we wanted them to change was roll back netcode. The main thing about this game is that nobody was asking for a new game. No one. I can't think of a single person who loves Under Night who was like, yeah, no, I really wish they would just make a new Under Night game. No one ever said that. What everyone was saying was, I wish they would continue working on Under Night, because Under Night In Birth came out the year that the pandemic started, and unfortunately, even with a new game and all the momentum that they had getting into EVO, it was a fantastic success in that regard. Just not having rollback meant that during the pandemic, this game really did suffer. And so, what we have here is called Under Night In Birth 2. It's a new game, but yes, generally speaking, it looks exactly like the previous game. Underneath the hood, so much has changed, right? A lot of stuff has changed. A lot of the gameplay is going to feel completely different. There are 3 new characters. On day 1, you will have 3 new characters that were not in the game before. Usually, we get 1 new character every 3 years. We got 3 characters in 3 years this time, and we're going to get 3 more characters over the next couple of years. So, things have really amped up in terms of pace for this company, French Bread, that is the developer of this game. But yes, it doesn't look like a brand new game. So that's the reason why this game doesn't look new, because they only had a limited budget and they put all the money into the place that we wanted them to put the money, and that was making sure that it had rollback netcode. If this game had been exactly the same as CLR and it just had rollback netcode, no one would have complained. Everyone would have been like, that's fine. If they said, we're going to charge you full price for it, it's going to be called Under Night In Birth 2, nothing's going to be different except for rollback netcode, everyone would have said, sure, okay, I'll have 2. That's how much passion, and that's how much people love this game. And I'm just really happy that we have rollback netcode. But I agree, it would be nice if it actually looked different, but it wasn't. It's not necessary. It's not necessary for it. So I hope that's kind of answered it. In addition to rollback netcode, a number of other things have changed. Balance has been changed between the characters. There are 3 new characters. There's a new move that you could actually do in this game. I've got no grid, but this move, you could not do this move, but this is a universal mechanic that you can actually do with all characters. It's called Creeping Edge. It allows you to get, I want to say get out of the corner. This might not actually be the smartest way to get out of the corner, but if you want to side switch with a character like this, you can be blocking here, and then you can Creeping Edge to go through them. There's a lot you can do. There's also another mechanic called Celestial. If those grid gauges at the bottom of the screen, if that fills up to 6, and then you win the Vorpal cycle, which is important to this game, then you will also gain something called Celestial Vorpal, which is even better than being in Vorpal. So a lot of stuff has changed, but most of it's under the hood, and a lot of casual players will not realize and will not understand. But that's why it's on us. It's on people like me, it's on people like you, it's on people like everyone who just picks up the game to help new players understand why this game is kind of exciting, because on the face of it, it doesn't look like an exciting new release. But it is really, really exciting. Been loving the new soundtrack. Yes, I complained. You guys heard? This is how quickly I changed my tune. 10 minutes ago, I was like, not feeling this music, and now I'm like, want to listen to the Kuon track. I'm gonna be driving my car later. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna put this on when I go to work now. I love my snack box. Yeah, it's a fantastic little controller. What arcade stick is currently your favorite? Benny, this question was asked earlier. I often say that I don't really have a favorite for leverless controllers, but I use the Hori Fighting Edge the most for arcade sticks, and for leverless I've been using, well, basically the controller that I usually use the most is my FRS, my Furin FRS, but I've also got this one I use a lot because it's nice and small and portable, easy to take around and bring it down to the living room and bring it back up here to the studio. And I've also been using the Razer Kitsune because it's just nice to know that the controller is officially licensed and I don't have to worry about compatibility or anything. Anyway, it does look samey, but beautiful still. Yeah, maybe that's why it looks beautiful. That's a discussion for another time. It would be prohibitively expensive to reanimate all these characters with new 2D sprites. Yeah, If they reanimated everything, we would get a beautiful new game, and probably wouldn't have had money to implement rollback, and that would have been much, much worse. We do not want a new game if it means we're going to have to forego things like having rollback netcode. So I think French Bread gave us exactly what we wanted, and I think ultimately even people who think they want new graphics, this is actually what they wanted, what they gave us. BlazBlue used the same S720p sprites for years. Same thing with KOF. You know, even when 3D games were coming out, SNK was like, we're going to try to stick with 2D for as long as we possibly can, and I'm glad that they did, because we got the gorgeous King of Fighters 13, which I always talk about but I never play. That wouldn't have been possible if they had... I mean, actually, they traced over 3D sprites for a lot of that, didn't they? To, like, get the animations done, but still, the actual drawing of the sprites was done by hand eventually, because I have a feeling, I don't know for sure, but they might do that. I think they did that with BlazBlue as well. Whether they did that with Under Night in Birth, I don't actually know. It's very possible that they do the general designs by hand, and then they also just match up the 3D models to just make sure that the animations look fluid. But we'd have to ask Kamone about how that's actually done. So many questions. Excited to play this tomorrow. Yes! I'm getting this game on top of my CLR for sure. People would have complained that it should have been a cheaper add-on or free update instead of a full-priced game. No, I think they wouldn't have complained. I think ultimately a few people would have complained, but those people wouldn't have mattered. I think the people that matter would have been like, sure, charge me money again, I will pay for rollback. I know it's super expensive to implement, but no crossplay is a shame. Yep, but remember, that is something that can change. Crossplay can be implemented later if the game is successful enough. My ViewTuber's son is going to buy this game. I feel so obligated to buy it so we can play on stream. Please do! Please do. I mean, this is very, very inexpensive compared to a lot of other big fighting games coming out. This is pretty affordable. This game is going to be so much better competitively. Yeah, because now we can also take advantage of online tournaments thanks to rollback netcode. Any tips for a person that's new to Leverless? That is a general question that I would like to answer, but unfortunately I don't really have time because we're already running. I'm going to have to go to work in an hour. So I will just guide you towards my Leverless controller reviews. But the main thing I will say as one piece of advice, if you're new to Leverless controllers, just be aware that now you can press left and right at the same time. You can't do that on a D-pad. You shouldn't be able to. And you can't do that on a regular arcade stick. And that is one of the main difficulties that you will come up against with Leverless. Totally possible to get through it. It doesn't take that long, but a lot of people will be like, I was blocking and then I wasn't blocking, but actually what happened was instead of pressing backwards and forwards, what you pressed was backwards, you were stuck in neutral for a little while, and then you pressed forward. If you're not careful, there's like a 3 or 4 or 5 frame gap in the middle where you're going to be stuck in neutral. So just make sure your execution, it's gonna sound boring, but make sure that you spend a little time making sure that you're pressing back and then going straight to forward and not having any gap in between. The second piece of advice, this is bonus, I only said I'd give you one. The second piece of advice is, if you can, avoid playing with your fingers flat like this. A lot of people like to rest their hands on they like to rest their palms on the controller and then just play with their fingers flat like this. You wouldn't do that on a PC keyboard, you wouldn't do that on a piano, so why are you doing it on a Leverless? I wish I had a clip of the you wouldn't steal, what do they say then? You wouldn't steal an apple, you wouldn't steal, you know, the old anti-piracy ad? Anyway, that's all the advice I can give you for Leverless right now. You love Leverless? I think a lot of people love Leverless, and there's a lot of reasons why you should. Anyway, so I'm getting a little bit sidetracked. Let's just make sure I can do this. Okay, next one. Super into dash C. Oh, which is the overhead. Okay, so there's a mix-up at the end of this. Oops. Oh no, wait, that's a hit! Not a mix-up. Wait, is it? Yeah, so yeah, it's part of the combo. Can't see. I'm loving these pillars. I like this character a lot already. Dangerous. So how does this work? And then aerial super. Well, we call it super, but it's an EX. All right. Maybe it's because it reminds me of... I think it's the teleporting around. The character teleporting around reminds me of a multi-blood character. This is another thing that is a little bit tricky for people who are new to Leaverless, but half circle inputs. It's very easy to miss this. Sorry, I didn't actually miss the input. What I missed was... Actually, you can see... Again, my input was fine. I actually just missed the button. I aimed for the D button, I just completely missed it on the controller. It's embarrassing. So this is infinite worth, but there is a bigger version of this. If you are low on health and you do this, you get the infinite worth EX. I think there's also other ways to trigger it, but I can't remember exactly what it was. This is something I haven't done yet. Not on purpose. If you press A and B at the same time in the middle of a combo, you can cancel most of your moves. Can you cancel any move into this? You can cancel the normals. You can cancel this command normal. Can you... You can't cancel an EX move. Let's see, what else can I do? What about this special? Yeah, even these random specials. What else have I got? Oh, okay, so this one, you can't cancel AB out of this. So I guess there are some moves that it won't work with. But you can do a super. I missed. I missed my input. Can you see? First of all, I missed the timing, but you can see my down. There was no down input there. But they have changed it in this game so that if you're playing on Leaverless and you miss the down input, like I did just now, it will still work. I haven't been playing on Leaverless recently because I've been playing on pad for Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. So I do recommend that you roll your wrist when you do this move in order to make sure that you've got a healthy number of frames on the down input. What did it say? What did it say on the screen? No. When it gets the success. I think it said, "You did it, man. You did it. You're..." Did it say you're amazing? What did it say on screen in the middle? Did anyone see it? Notice that the characters have the same sword. Yeah, I mentioned that about 15 minutes ago, and I was wondering, do they both have the same sword? Because the lore, as far as I'm aware, is that this is a special sword that can kill Linné, and only a few people have weapons that can kill Linné. Also, I'm curious, does Kuon have the ability to do chip damage where other people don't? Because I think Hyde, one of the features of Hyde in this game, in Under Night in Birth, is that he does chip damage even when characters are blocking, just from his normals? Is that true? I can't remember exactly what it was. But I know that whatever it is, there's something special about his sword, which gives him a property that other characters don't have. But I'd be curious how that affects moves for Kuon as well, because I would assume it could do something similar if they are actually the same sword. Alright, advanced combo number 1. Let's do this. Ah, missed. Okay, I won't remember that. I'll miss. So instead of the 5C, just go straight into this. And then you can do a setup at the end as well. I suppose. Oh, but I don't know if it hits in time because he's... Let's just do it the way the combo says to do it. And then I missed. Nope. Can't remember half the moves. You gotta do that sooner. So after this, yeah, this needs to be. There's not a lot of time. The cancel window in this, so I've got to do it faster. Alright. No problem. 4-2. Alright, 4-2. 4-3. Okay. Takes forever for that move to end. Nope, missed. Yeah, I'm never gonna be able to time this move. And then just the normal combo. For 6B. Wrong one, it's the other one. Alright. 4-4, low mix-up. So presumably... the epitome of a warrior. That's me. That's what they call me, the epitome. Or for short, just pity me. Nope. So this is useful to know. I always feel like there's certain combos in here that you should do before heading online, and this is definitely one of them. What can you do out of an assault? Okay. Alright. I think we know everything we need to know. Let's go online. Where is the command list? Challenge select screen. Damage increase, neutral poke, low mix-up damage increase. Expert combos. The only thing I want to do before we leave here is... I want to know how his float... He's like got... He floats, right? He's got like a float mechanic. Increasable attacks. Unique moves while dashing. Heavenly Law. Oh, is that this? Okay. What the heck? What? What is this? What? This doesn't move anything like I... What? I didn't know he was literally just got complete 8-way movement. Oh no. Oh no, I'm playing shmups. You turn him into a... We're playing Toho Project now. That's insane. Okay, so what can we actually do out of this? Command list. Look at all the stuff you can do. So you can do... float into a follow-up. He's got the D follow-up. He's got follow-ups on any button. He's also got forward, back, down, force function. Okay. So, out of here, he's got A. It's just, okay, it's just, no, you can just, he's just saying that you can do your normals. Hey, you can do your normals. Wow. Okay, and then D. Okay, D is just to cancel out of heavenly law. And then the force function special things you can do after this. Forward BC does this. And down BC is a, what the heck? Down BC is a teleport down and low. And then back back BC is pinwheel. How fast can you do them? Yeah, pretty quick. I will definitely forget how to do this stuff. So I guess if you want to move in, jumping is one option, but if you're Kuon, you could just force function and then just press forward. Or if you force function into jump, you just float in. This is the modern way to jump in on people. It's a manual jump in. That's bizarre. Okay, very cool. Don't have time to practice it, but yeah. It's not good. You're flying and that's cheating. Yeah, well, not anymore. Now it's official. So, I want to make sure that we have time to actually play this game online. So, is there anyone who actually has this game on PSN that has early access that would like to play? Because I'm aware that a lot of people are waiting for the Steam version. But just in case, I'll open up a room and let's just see if anybody connects. I'll change my character. Let's use Kuon today. I think this is a mistake. I shouldn't really use Kuon. But I do want to see what he can do. Put everything on auto. And we'll do player match. Create room. The room name is... NihongoGamer. The keyword is 7777. If you exist, now is the time to prove it. Bet you weren't expecting to have your existence challenged today. I do, but I'm not that good. Excellent. The less good you are at the game, the better. Literally, I have no idea how to play this character. Sky Demon's in. All right. It looks like Wi-Fi, but I'm happy with that. Are you going to play the Steam version too? Dwayne, the Steam version's not out yet, but I think that when it does come out, I will probably be mostly playing that. Yes. I expect I will be mostly playing the Steam version. And I'll probably only be playing the PlayStation version when I'm just trying to find like local matches in Japan. I'm actually kind of short, huh? That's an armor. What? I get armored out. Oh, I see. You cancel it into an attack. Can't remember any of the moves. Why do I feel like I'm playing Sonic? I'm on the wrong screen. Why do I feel like I'm playing Sonic Adventure? Can you not block in the air? What? Amazing. Let me just throw out these big heavy buttons and hope something happens. Okay, on to Night in Birth. By the way, the connection is jumping around wildly, but it doesn't feel like it. This happened my first few matches in the previous stream were the same. We were playing, someone was playing on Wi-Fi and it didn't feel that bad. Oh no, I get kicked out. I'll just have to watch a match. Okay, I can handle watching a match every now and then. The cam to gameplay ratio. Just make these mistakes. Alright, let's see what you guys got. Eltnum versus Tsurugi. So I want to see you using all of those new mechanics. I want to see Creeping Edge. I want to see every time you get Vorpal, it needs to be Celestial Vorpal. Eltnum with the all black costume. This stage, I believe, like all the other ones, has been given a slight purple tinge because the sky is burnt purple. Grid broken. Trying to learn as much as I can about Tsurugi here. How's the connection feel for you guys? I can't see any information about what the connection is between the two of you. Reserve, replay, save. What does that mean? Does anyone know what that's about? Why play your opponent when you can outfly them? Yeah. I'm mad this drops a day before Tekken, now it'll have to wait for my purchase. Tekken comes first. Fair enough. Fair enough. Play the game that you want to play. Under Night in Birth is not going anywhere. Even if it completely disappears from social media, the people will continue playing it in the background. That's what happened before when it was on delay netcode, and it's probably what will continue to happen now that it's got rollback. Kuon to Seth. You can air stall, but can you do this? I'm liking the feel of Kuon, but I need to play... I need to actually learn a bit more with him before I decide to choose a character. Who am I gonna play in this game? Maybe this will be my chance to actually learn how to play more than one character. 4 bars. Feels great. Excellent. Glad to hear it. I will try again. Darn. Look how cool this character look how cool this character looks. I think now that I've seen him in action, my opinion on him has kind of changed. Because I think when I first saw him, I was like, oh, he's just basically got the Evangelion suit with the big jacket. But with the moves and everything, oh no. Ah, help! No! I'm dead. Depletion of my EXS. You didn't kill me. You depleted my EXS. What is the word for your HP bar in this game? It's totally wild. It's like your vessel. Vorpal vessel? Something vessel. Invincibility. Oh, I forgot I could do the A-B thing as well. Oh no, I stopped looking down. Okay, I'm learning. Just trying to figure out what my moves are. Excited to pick up Uni for the first time. Looking forward to picking up Merkava. Hey, Chivesy, highly recommend Merkava. I didn't play him for very long, but when I did, I really enjoyed him. It will always feel good to reach out and embrace somebody. And that's what Merkava gets to do all the time. Oh, thanks for letting me in. Appreciate it. The matches go by pretty quickly, actually, so I'm okay with waiting if you guys want to play. Fortress Eon. What does it mean? What does it possibly mean? Oh, is this a Kuon stage? Oh, I keep thinking I have air block. Ouch. Am I dead? Uh-oh. Yay! Finally learning how to fly. There's a Foo Fighters song like that, isn't there? Oh yes! I forgot. You can force function into this. Yes! Very cool. Oh, you can do that in the air? What? So I've just discovered I can do these pillars in the air. Oh, but it doesn't work if you've got the armor. Dead. What's up, Wanderer? I love your videos. Your videos have definitely fueled my inspiration to play on stick. I'm glad to hear it. The more stick players in the world, the better, as they say. Not today. Ah, Courtlow. this new version of the music is hilarious. Is this invincible? Oh, I don't. I was reading the wrong gauge. Oh no, not like this. No. No, I'm alive. No, invincible reversal. Nice. Okay, I tried my best. I think Kuon's a lot of fun. Need to figure out a few more of these moves, but nice to discover that the pillars are usable even when you're in the air. Oh, thanks. I appreciate you guys rotating me in. If you do want to have a match against each other, that's also okay. Konnichiwa. Do you think this plays like Type Lumina? No. I think some of the new characters feel like they may be inspired by Type Lumina, but this is definitely Under Night. Like, this game, on a foundation level, the way you move in this game is just different. What are the moves? Bye. Bye bye. Can't get over this character. Oh, I should have done. What was the low one? How does he go low again? It's forward. Is it dash B? No. What? Why did I get counted? Ow! Oops. Ouch! This connection way more stable than... Okay, so it says that this connection is more stable than the other player we're playing today, but I feel like they both feel pretty good. Oh! Whoops. This character! I don't know how to use him, but he's awesome. What's this? My people need me. What's this about? This game looks so freaking fun. Oh man. I'm gonna keep... I keep forgetting to try out all the new mechanics. I must learn. I must learn more. Oh, we're talking about modding sticks? Excellent. Run! Kuon, literally. I love when in Under Night In-Birth, when a character finds a way to run past their enemy, and then you can chase them, and then they're both just running the same direction. I don't know if that's possible in every game. When it's possible in a game, it's absolutely hilarious. Do you think Desk will make videos for this? It's a YouTube channel called Desk, and it just makes hilarious combo videos for everything. No! There's no way in. Okay, dead. I'll get you next time. You show up as 0 bar and your connection feels a little stutters but stable regardless. Interesting. Thank you for letting me know. I'm playing on a wired connection, so I hope everything... well, I hope I'm on a wired connection. So the thing about force function, if you use it too much, you never get your gauge. No, what? Where's my invincible move? I'm not dead, am I? Ah! Didn't expect to jump over. I was trying to do an input, actually. That's another thing that's nice about games that aren't just simple inputs. Like, if you're in the middle of a half-circle input, it's difficult to change your mind if your opponent jumps over you. Alright. Time to watch a match. How's the netcode? Better than Type Lumina? Unfortunately, I just did not play a lot of Type Lumina. and ended up just not really having time. So I can't really say. Feels better to me, but then I don't know, I've had so little experience so far, so it's hard to say. Whatever it is, it feels really nice to me. But then it's difficult. It's also difficult to judge when you just don't know what any of these moves are supposed to do. So if I knew exactly how my moves were supposed to react in a certain situation, then I'd actually be able to know whether the netcode is doing it justice. All of this arcade stick modding talk. Excellent. Gonna customize your Mad Catz TE2 Plus. Wow, the classic. Yeah, the TE2 Plus. Likes that stick. I feel like there was too much flex in the top panel though. A new version with a more rigid panel. The TE3 does have a more rigid panel, but it's huge. I wasn't really paying attention to the match. I feel like something cool happened and I wasn't really watching. Alright. Ganbarimasu. This time I will learn some moves. You won't be so lucky this time. Hides my 8 arcade sticks. I wish that were the real number of arcade controllers that I had. I wish I had a number closer to something like 8. And I'm in the corner. No, it's my was. Oh, that's a grab, huh? Okay. I have ways of getting out of the corner. Bye bye. Oh, no, no, don't hit me in the air. No. The stare down. Gotta love that in a fighting game. When can I press my button? Oh wow, you can you can tech out of that? Cool. Oh, I should have teched out. I pressed I pressed shield? Just through attack. Okay. I was thinking maybe I could switch characters, but can't decide. Do I want to learn more with Kuon? Oh, switching characters. Okay, the Linne is coming out. I like how Linne, Seth, and what's the other one? Kaguya. They all do the same pose. They do like an X pose with their hands when they're getting ready in network mode. So cool that you actually see the avatars in network mode. Didn't know the shield guy could be played that aggressive. Seeing more rollback now. I don't really know how to do it well, but it's funny every time it works. Okay, nice, nice, okay. Is that like a Linné parry? I don't remember how that works. Not using any of these Kuon moves. I won't kill with it. No. But this will. No! No! Unlucky. Okay. Since we don't have a lot of time left, I might switch characters just so I can again test more netcode things. You guys can continue playing. I'll just choose my character over here for a sec. Hopefully I won't miss the match. No, that's not what I want. Can you miss a match? What happens? Oh, also changing characters to the Kaguya. All the new characters. I still can't really believe that we have Under Night In-Birth 2. I still can't believe that it's like right here in front of us. Man, Kaguya, this illustration work is top notch. Alright, so what is Kaguya's thing again? She's got those bouncy balls, which she can use for what? Pressure after combos or as setup tools. She's got a Rekka as well. She's got an air dash as well, right? Forgot about that. An air dash which is done with a technical input, which is nice. What's really cool about this game is how it avoids just becoming a standard anime fighter. There's all the games out there that are basically just trying to be, you know, Blaze Blue or Guilty Gear. They're just like, okay, if you jump and then do a dash in the air, you will do an air dash, and we will be an anime fighter. But it's like, I like how Multi-Blood type Lumina, it's an anime fighter, but the way of playing in the air is to use the super jump, which is always forwards. There's no super jump straight up. And Under Night, which avoids everyone having an air dash by giving everyone assault, so it's a little bit closer to something like KOF in a way. You get a little short hop, but then there are some characters who can do an air dash sort of thing. But it's nice that it doesn't just devolve into everyone always having the same aerial in the sky game plan. There's actually quite a lot of standing on the ground and just fighting in this game, isn't there? Yes, with rollback. Now we just have to wait for Steam, that's right. And as people have been saying, yeah, it would be nice if we had crossplay in this game. We shall see. We shall see. I don't think it's impossible. There was a time when it kind of felt like it might even be impossible for Under Night to have rollback. But here we are. And with new mechanics as well, and new characters. But we got rollback. Who knows? Crossplay could happen. And crossplay often, if it does get added, even to brand new games, it usually gets added pretty late. Speaking of which, does Tekken have crossplay? Oh, whoops, that was messed up. Messed up. That wasn't what I wanted to do. Ouch, 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 laser beams. Whoops, that was way too early. Yeah, for a Wi-Fi connection, I'm pretty happy with this. Maybe I should stop mashing. Stop blocking. If I'm gonna start blocking, it needs to be soon. Oops. I didn't have any gauge. I tried to do an invincible reversal. Darn. Well, that was over quickly. It's fun to play Seth, though. I got one combo. You think Tekken has crossplay? No way. If that's true, that is kind of awesome. I bought the deluxe edition in hopes that they would add crossplay in the future. Hey, I've bought this game 3 times, and I'm planning to buy it a 4th. That's not even a joke. I will own, when this game comes out completely on Steam, I will own this game 4 times. It's possible for crossplay just to have to vote with your wallet. Yes! Buy the game multiple times, everyone. It feels like a completely different game with rollback, by the way. Playing Uni was pain before. Okay. It really was like a pain experience. Like, you chose this suffering. But now it's not. It's like, it just works. Like, if we had a control, if it said rollback frames 7 on delay netcode, obviously it means a different thing. If it was -7, if delay was 7 frames on delay netcode on the previous game, you knew that you were in for just an awful, awful, not fun experience. But now it's like, okay, it's not perfect, and there's teleporting. I mean, I'm no expert when it comes to rollback netcode, but it doesn't feel as smooth as Central Fiction. Again, I don't know very much about the game, so going completely off my like gut feeling from like the very few times that I played it. But it does feel like rollback, and it feels good to me. No complaints. What does the control guide do? Oh, here we go. So does reserve replay save. I'm gonna press this button. Replay save reserved. Does it just mean that this match will be saved? I'm reserving my ability to save the match without having to remember to do it later. Oh, you're so close! That's right. The PC requirements for Tekken 8 are wild, are they? I bet you anything that you'll be able to run Under Night In-Birth 2 on like an Intel Celeron processor from 1998. Actually, you know what? Under Night, even though running the game doesn't require a strong processor, the backgrounds are 3D, and so if you don't have a discrete graphics card, this game does not run well. But a lot of the stuff's a lot of the handhelds these days are all system on chip, so you don't need like a discrete graphics as it used to be called. Yo, thanks for the super chat. Whoa, hold on. Oops. Oh, what? Oh, I did the wrong super.
I will try Seth
No.
and UNI too. Thanks to you. I am an OG Linny main. Any advice on how I should start learning his gimmicks? Thanks a bunch.
OG Linné, yeah. Well, I know nothing about Linné, but we got a Linné on screen who might be able to tell you a few things. You'll try Seth? Yes. Seth is just super fun. You got orbs, you got dashes, teleports, flips. Excellent neutral buttons. No invincible reversals apart from his super, that's fine. Oops. I've not chain shifted like once this whole day. Okay, what was I trying to do? Oh, I was trying to. Oh, sorry, I wanted to try my new force function. I'll do it next time. Oh, sorry, you play Linné and you want gimmicks on how to learn Seth. I don't know a lot of gimmicks. Again, I only really know how to do his like one combo. But something that is cool is he's got this new move. Oh, what? That didn't hit. Why? Why am I getting counter hit? I'm doing it too early. I can't tell if this is rollback or if my inputs are actually getting eaten. Whoa, 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 whoa. Missed. So, I think I'm going to blame the netcode for this, but that match, halfway through my inputs started getting eaten? That was weird. Let me know what happened for you on your side. I'm not going to blame that for the reason I lost, but so for example, I pressed forward D and I should have got assault. Instead I just got standing D, and I can't think of any reason on my end why that would have happened. I don't think there's any issue with my controller. You felt it too. Okay, so early days. Don't forget the game hasn't even released yet. It's still early access. Anyway, Chaos, thanks very much for the super chat. My stuff, the only thing I really know about Seth is that if you're just constantly putting stuff on screen, then at least you can like force your opponent to do stuff. Should end with that. Ah, I screwed up my bits. The other thing is, I'm not 100% convinced that leverless is the right way to play Seth. I kind of feel like maybe arcade stick is still the better controller for this character. But my fingers, you know, I'll warm up. Ouch, 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 ouch. What? No. No, no, not like this. Okay. I don't know if it's the game or the room, but it definitely feels a little weird now compared to when the room started. That was a little bit better than the previous match though. I didn't notice too much weird stuff, but I feel like this happened last time as well. I feel like after the lobby had been running for about 45 minutes or so, matches started getting really kind of bizarre. All right, let's do one last one. One last one, and then I should head off to work. Yeah, I've only got another 8 minutes or so. Gives us enough time to wind down the stream. Are we not going to talk about the very obvious lewd cut in from the gun girl? What do you mean? What do you mean by cut in? Or do you mean her intro when she jumps on screen? Oh yeah, we should talk about that. Seth is just way too confusing that ends up mixing up my inputs. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm okay. That's just me. That was just me screwing up my inputs. Time to go back to stick, I think. Yeah, I can't do anything. Ah, that was low. Darn. Okay. Okay. Ah! The air dash. I can't remember my anti-air combo. Oh, I can't do it in blocks then. Come on, combo. Am I dead? No. Nah, that was silly. Nah, it screwed it up. Okay. Netcode's getting a little bit ropey. It's fine. Why? 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 I was blocking. Oh no! Inputs are literally just not coming out. What is happening? No! Okay. Literally just standing there in neutral. Nothing is happening. Don't know if it's the controller's fault. Don't know if it's the game's fault. I'm not gonna blame the game yet. I'm gonna make sure that I test this properly before I make any random sweeping statements about the netcode. It felt fine at the start, and then the GG's, by the way. Thanks everyone who came in to play room matches. It's time for me to head off to work, but Let's get some good music. Bring me to the gallery. By the way, does anyone know what the character select music is called? I'd like to purchase it here. But I don't actually know what it's called. It's not Battle Begins Again, is it? Maybe it is. Should we just buy it and find out? No. It wasn't. I don't think it's any of these. Do you think it's tearing? Oh no, this is Kaguya's tune. Alright. Let's hear it. Let's listen to this. This music, good. Okay. I am 100% gonna blame my controller and or the netcode at the end because it started getting a little bit ropey there. But this is the sort of feedback that they need. They need to know what needs to change, and I think that they clearly have. ArcSys definitely looks like they are supporting it enough that they will continue to fund the updates required to change the netcode. Watch this mix-up. Lag. The lobby shouldn't affect the matches. Those should be peer-to-peer. At least that's normally how things are done. Right? Right? That's normally how it should work, but I feel like you never really know. You never really know with Under Night. It's always a little bit sketchy. Like, I can't remember. I feel like this happened with Melty Blood type Lumina as well. I feel like exiting out of ranked matches and going back in sometimes would change things. You never really know. But you're right. I don't think that was. It's hard to say. I don't really. It could also just be that the way that the matches sync up at the beginning. Do you remember with BB Tag? Like, we used to let the intros run just because we thought that would help the game sync up properly. Whether that was actually true or not, no idea. But I was definitely, I would say maybe 50% of my inputs came out in that last match. Then again, it was Wi-Fi. And match a couple days ago, when it was the very first day of early access, that match to the player in Scotland, that was also a Wi-Fi match, and it started to get kind of ropey at the end there. But it felt great at the start, which was really weird. Did you 4Case try the digest stick? Thank you, love from Italy. Buongiorno! I have never tried the digest stick. I don't even think it's on sale in Japan. But it might be. I don't think I've ever seen it. My opinion is that it looks kind of cool, actually. It looks kind of cool, but I think my issue was that the palm rest, like, it's got a giant flat palm rest for no real reason, and you can't use it to like put artwork or anything. So first of all, I feel like the palm rest. I haven't tried it, but I feel like the palm rest on the digest should have been round. And secondly, there should be more space for you to actually put your artwork. But I don't know. At least people can see from afar that it looks like the digest. I don't know about distribution though. I don't think I've ever seen it online or in shops in Japan. A lot of 2D games run better if you let the intros run. It's bizarre, isn't it, Homura? Why? Why is it? Why is it like this? Yeah, it was you, Mehmet, You're playing Wired. Yes! See, that's a success, everyone. We convinced Mehmet to switch over to Wired. Every day, you gotta count these little victories. Excellent. Hey, well, maybe in the future we can play again. Have you been continuing to play Kaguya? Digest sticks are European, French to be precise. That's right. Yeah, I know that. They're very square. They look very square. I think that was my issue with it. It was like all the things that I dislike about the design of the original Razer Pantera. Looks like it was just the same on the Daija, but kind of worse. But who knows? If it plays well, then whatever, you know. I have 4 mini arcade sticks. I like the Hori mini sticks. Yeah, I only had a Hori mini fighting stick when that was actually the one that sent me down the rabbit hole of reviewing arcade sticks on my channel. If you guys go back and find the video, I unboxed a Hori fighting stick mini. I think it was called the Fighting Stick Mini 4. And as far as I can tell, the design has not changed in all of these years. It's been like 7 years now. Still making that exact same controller. And I think it's white. Now you can buy it in white for PS5. In any case, I found that after playing with it for like a few months, the switches in the lever stopped responding. But it could just be the way that I was playing with it. The other thing is it's not very heavy, so you need to like bolt it down to something. Otherwise it kind of shakes around. Or you're using half of your hand to like hold the controller down and stop it from moving, and then you're using like your fingertips to use it. But if that's your boat, it needs time to sync. It's bizarre, isn't it? MBTL's netcode is terrible. I hope this is better. I don't know. I really did not spend enough time with Multi-Blood's netcode. I might check some of my old VODs. Maybe I had my opinions in there. Maybe I can say, but for me, of course, it would be nice to have great netcode, and it'd be nice to have great netcode, but personally, I have been playing games on delay or on rollback, and I'm not too fussy. Again, not going to say that I want them to not work on it, but I will continue playing the game even if like the netcode's kind of ropey. That's just how I am. People were complaining a lot about Street Fighter V's netcode, but it's like, at the end of the day, it was still rollback. A lot of people were like, yeah, I'm actually going to play games in delay netcode because I don't want to deal with Street Fighter V's rollback, bizarre, weird version of rollback. I was like, not me. I'd actually prefer to play Street Fighter V and its weird rollback instead of delayed games. But then again, like I say, I don't really choose my games based on what the netcode is. I want them all to have rollback, but I played Under Night for years on delay. I really forced my way through it. I remember I ran an Arcana tournament, and one rule I made was no intro skipping. It's important. If you net play Arcana Heart, you can feel a big difference if you skip the intros, and intros often run slower and the game smooths out. Maybe the issue is that if you cancel the intro, it has to send that instruction to the other player. And so the intro cancel instruction could also be delayed, so that could mess up the sync from the beginning of the match. Perhaps that's what it is. Arcana Heart needs rollback. That I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that that's probably not happening. I thought that was a cool looking game though. I did look up tutorials trying to figure out how to play it because I loved the idea of a game that you kind of reminds me of the old Dragon Ball games, or like an arena fighter. Like you're constantly flying around in the sky in that game. I'm gonna try the Kaguya character when the game comes out. Any tips? My tip, and again, I'm not an expert with any of these characters, my tip is to go through the tutorial. They do tell you specifically what their neutral tools are. But after that, it's figuring out what you do in neutral. Like, once you get the combo, once you get a hit, then you convert into a combo, it's all well and good. But if you don't know what you're doing before that, like me, generally with all my characters, you kind of just feel frustrated all the time. It's like, I can't play the game. Playing the game is neutral. The neutral is the game. Combo. Here's how I would think of how to learn fighting games. I would think of your combo as a reward. A reward for you learning how to play the game properly. So like learning neutral, in my opinion, is the fighting game. And then if you played neutral well, you get to cash out with your combo, and then you can use your gauges as like a way to boost the reward. And then you boost this reward, you boost that reward, sometimes you do a combo, and you'll finish with a setup tool instead of finishing with without cashing out your gauge and getting all the damage. That's how I would feel about it. I usually don't even notice if it's rollback or delay unless it starts lagging. Sometimes rollback can get annoying from all the frame skipping. It depends on where you play from. Because I play from Japan and all the people watching tend to be in North America or in Europe, I felt the effects, the differences between delay and rollback a lot stronger than maybe other people who play with people who are nearby them. Obviously, delay, when you're really close to someone, what was it? Delay, I can't remember who said it, but it's like, when the delay is short enough, there is no difference between delay and rollback. Rollback is what happens if it needs to roll back. But in Japan, pretty much, especially living, you know, as close as I do to Tokyo, all my opponents, like, I generally only get opponents in the sub 40 millisecond or the sub 50 millisecond range, and at that point, rollback's not even really necessary. People really complained about the delay netcode in GB versus, but I'm gonna be honest, like, I'm not sensitive enough to really know. People are just like, yeah, not only is GB versus delay netcode, but it's like bad delay netcode. And unfortunately, no matter how much I tried, I couldn't really figure out what was bad about it. The only thing I didn't like about it was the fact that it was delay, and so when you played a person on delay, not only was it delay, actually that is something that can be bad about delay. If the delay like wavers based on what it thinks the delay should be, that could be a serious issue, because your inputs, you have to like change the timing of your combo, because it'll lag a little bit here, but then it'll lag a lot at other times. You want it to be stable, even if it's delay or if it's rollback. What I prefer is if you know how fast you need to do this combo, at least you don't need to like adjust your timing mid combo. That's what I personally really dislike. I bought Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising today. What is different really between versus and versus Rising, Nihongo? And also, what are you thinking for BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle? I would love to continue playing BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. They did get rollback netcode. I just haven't had time. I was very happy when rollback was announced for that, and we did try it. I think I was making a video for the Steam Deck version. Sorry, the Steam version. I was testing rollback on Steam Deck, and I think maybe did I make a video about it? I actually don't even know if I made a video about it, but I was really excited about that game and I really enjoyed it. But I it's just, who has the time to main all of these games? And then Street Fighter 6 came out, and then I was just too busy with that. Now that Under Night's here, I think it's going to be difficult to convince me to play any BB tag now. But I will still support that. I will still say good things about that game anytime anyone asks me about it, because I enjoyed it. Yeah, Night Saber we used to play. We used to play the BB tag on the delay. I think maybe you were there in like one of my earliest streams in 2018. But yeah, going back to the original question. What is the difference between Versus and Versus Rising? It's the same thing as Under Night In-Birth 2. The graphics are very, very similar. I think they've done the shading a little bit different. It looks a little more 3D to me. Maybe that's just me making that up. But the main difference is rollback netcode. It's a brand new game, as in there's more story mode stuff that you can do. There's more modes, there's more multiplayer modes. They've got new versions of the lobbies. There's also Grand Brews. There's also the fact that you can play the game completely for free. I think it's a shame that Under Night doesn't have an option like that, but who knows? That could change in the future. But one of the main things with the new release of Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising is that it is a free-to-play game. If you don't mind which character you play, or you just want to test out the game before you commit to spending money on it, you can play the free-to-play version of it, which is fantastic. And as far as I can tell, again, I'm only really playing people nearby, the netcode has been really good in rollback, in GB versus R Rising. They are, let's face it, the R really stands for rollback. Under Night In-Birth, though, that's where I've been spending my time. That's the main difference. Also, I mean, there's a bunch. It's just a new lease of life. Often, a lot of games that come out, like when they're a new version. For example, Street Fighter Alpha, Street Fighter Alpha 2, Street Fighter Alpha 3. They made changes to the gameplay, but you know the sprites were pretty much the same. You know, the gameplay changed because of some of the system mechanics, but it's like they weren't making like seismic shifts to the game. It was, you know, it's still an alpha. Still Street Fighter Alpha, but like a new version of Street Fighter Alpha. Will you be playing Grand Blue Relink? Yo, thanks for this super chat. I have no plans to play it at the moment. Is it already out yet, or is it still in early access? I've heard really good things about it. Every time I see people post about Relink or make a review about it, I haven't really watched any reviews, but what I've heard online, what I've read and what I've seen on Twitter is that people are like, this might be like one of the greatest. So it sounds exciting, but as you know me, I don't really know how to explain this, but I can't really play an RPG for the story. I've discovered, like some RPGs, like the main thing really is the story. And don't forget, I wrote my undergraduate thesis on the narrative, like the narrative of Final Fantasy VII and how music plays into that. Thanks again for the super chat. The voice, I think the voice only reads super chats when they're over $5, maybe? I can't remember what the setting was, it's been a while. I was really into the narrative aspect of RPGs before, but I think as time has gone by, and after I've watched a lot of movies and learned more about storytelling, I find that RPGs, the value in original tabletop RPGs obviously is the narrative, but for me it's the experience. And I was actually thinking of making a video about this, but I can't remember what the title was going to be. Look out for this. This might be a video in the future. I feel like the kind of RPG that I like is the Atelier games. And I think it's because of the tinkering. I like the slow linear progress of discovering new recipes, putting them into the book and then testing them out and then learning new recipes and mucking about. Like there's a puzzle board in Atelier Sophie. Whenever you craft stuff, there's like a crafting board, and you, depending on where you put the ingredients, it will change the properties of this. Like that has very little to do with the narrative. It really does not matter what kind of explosive you create in Atelier. That will have no effect on the story. But for me, like even if basically all the Atelier games are the same, someone is trying their hard to be an alchemist, but they're not very good at it. It doesn't really matter what the story is in the game. So for me, if Relink is a traditional RPG and it's all about like the action and the story, I don't know, I'm not sure if that's enough to get me on board with the time commitment of an RPG. Anyone else who likes RPGs the way that I do? Anyone who thinks they prefer Atelier style RPGs to narrative style RPGs? Any expectations you have for Under Night 2? My expectations are for Under Night 2 to grow slowly. I think in addition to the fact that there are a lot of other fighting games coming out, it will be missed by the major casual audience. But I'm so confident in the gameplay and the polishes that they've put on this game that I think that bit by bit, people will see this game being played at tournament, and then they will naturally be gravitate towards it, to the point that eventually the player base just becomes so big that again it becomes a major game at EVO. I think it's almost guaranteed that it will be a main title, but I think for like the health of the game over time, I do hope that it continues to follow the pattern that other Under Night games have done, which is it'll be overlooked by most people, and then the people who see it and kind of get interested, they'll be hooked, and then bit by bit it will grow into this massive thing again. Those are my hopes for Under Night 2. I'm not sure if that was the answer you were looking for. Rising is a lot more aggressive than vanilla. That sounds about right, especially with dash L. Dash L. Rollback is great and everything, but what fighting game developers really need to implement is a feature that has someone break into your house and smash your Wi-Fi router in front of you and your family. What is this? What is this violence? That would make for an excellent TV ad for a fighting game. New feature: destroy your router. Oh, is it a new shader in Grand Blue Fantasy Versus Rising? It does. To me, it looks like a new shader. But I don't know. It struck me that my theory is that with Relink coming out, they want it to look a little closer between the games, like the 3D look. Because something that's really great about Arxis is they can make it look like it is actually 2D. But with Grand Blue Fantasy Versus Rising, it feels a lot more like they're in 3D the whole time. It's still a 2D game, but it looks less flat. I barely had any problems with the GB versus our netcode. I even had a good experience with my friend's connection from California to Florida with Wi-Fi. Well, I'm glad to hear it. I love Alpha 3 Nihongo. Are you going to do a playthrough? Yeah, we could play Alpha 3. Got loads of ways to play it. Sure. Why not? No guarantees, but I like the Alpha series. I kind of suck at it though. I've never really figured out how to play it properly. The universal mechanics of Rising make notably different from vanilla. It's more intricate, there are more resource decisions to be made. Sounds about right. Tekken 8 is coming out this week, but I started school last week and I can't buy any games at the moment because of it and the need to buy stuff for school. Hey, stay in school, stay focused, make sure you do what it is you need to do if it leads you to living your best life. Tekken 8's not going anywhere though. Like, this game is going to be here for the next 8 years. So there's no rush. Even with Under Night. I want you guys all to play Under Night, but I'm not going to tell you, like, go out and buy it right now. Like, this game's not going anywhere. We've got it now, and we can just continue to enjoy it. Did you ever play tabletop RPGs? I only ever tried it once, and I really wish I could play it more, but unfortunately, the way to make it work is to have friends. So I don't have friends, so I can't play tabletop RPGs. When I was a kid, I've told this story before, I showed up to a tabletop RPG meet. I didn't really know that's what it was. I opened the door, and I was met by a friend who ran towards me, and he did this with a katana, like right in front of my face. He like stops this katana in front of my face. I was just like, am I gonna die? I don't know why he had a katana. I think his dad was an importer from Hong Kong. He was often bringing cool things back from Asia. I lived in America at the time. I was just imagine me cycling around on my kind of wealthy-ish upper middle class neighborhood. Show up at my friend's house. It's like he lives in like a mansion, and then just open the door and they're playing Dungeons and Dragons. He's holding a katana. It was terrifying. Haven't played it since, but I'd love to. I'd love a chance to play a proper tabletop RPG. It will be at EVO 2024 for sure. You're sure? I don't know if it's been confirmed, but it's pretty much it's gotta be at EVO, right? I tried playing Yuzu. I'm so confused. Is she considered easy enough to get into the game with? Shingo Bingo. A lot of people say this, but you should just stick with the character. If you think the character looks cool and it is fun, you should just stick with them. There are some characters that do unnecessarily make your life harder when you're just trying to learn the neutral. But in this game, there isn't a set game plan for everyone. You definitely want to learn the basic mechanics, which is the grid system. But not every character just stands there and throws out massive normals. Like Waldstein's got massive normals. Merkava can hit you from all the way across the screen. Hilda can zone you. But then a lot of characters don't have massive normals and they have to dash block to get in. So I won't tell you to give up on Yuzu yet. If you think the character is cool, definitely continue figuring out how to play her. I think you're more likely to enjoy the game. Pretty much every character has intricacies. In this game, there are like no characters that are like just straight. That's not true. Linne is pretty straightforward. Even Hyde has a bit of a weird game plan that he has to play. Everyone's got their own thing. Basically, running away from a character because they're difficult in uni is the path to running away from just the game in general. Because once you start running, you just end up running away from everyone in this game. Like, everyone's got their intricacies. I made a short tabletop RPG for a game design class. Sick! That's cool. It's confirmed for EVO Japan! Ah! I wonder if that means that it's also confirmed for EVO World. Listen, everyone. Will I be getting into streaming Tekken 8? I'm definitely buying it, and I will definitely stream it a few times. I'd like to know more about Tekken 8 for sure. I think I'm going to have my hands full with GB vs Rising and Under Night In-Birth 2. So, if you would like to see more Under Night content or other fighting game content, be sure to check out Activate FG. That is my sub-channel for fighting games. If you want to see more about controllers and reviews, be sure to stick here on this channel and stay subscribed. I don't really plan to stream on my other channels, so I think mostly streaming will be happening on this channel, on the main channel, and then I'll be distributing stream clips. If we have a clip where I'm talking about a controller, that'll probably be a short on this channel, but If we're just talking about Under Night, that'll probably be a short on Activate FG. I like having separate channels, and I think it's definitely one of the ways to make the new version of YouTube. 'Cause YouTube is kind of weird these days, and it's like if you ever make a video that's off topic, you just fall out of the algorithm. But I have I've enjoyed my experience on YouTube much more after splitting into separate channels. So make sure that you're subscribed to all of them. There are 4 of them. Thinking Blank. What is the drawing channel called? The drawing channel. It's called. It's not called Drawing with NihongoGamer anymore. It's called. Okay, sorry, I've already forgotten the name of my drawing channel. I apologize for that, but you should subscribe anyway. Subscribe to this channel and also subscribe to Activate FG. I'm excited about Under Night In-Birth 2. Be sure to join us on the Discord if you want to chat about this game when we're not on stream and you just like to hang out and meet other people who play the game as well. And be sure to check out the official Under Night Discord because you're more likely to find matches there. Who knows, if we get a lot of people back on the Discord, we might be able to use that for matchmaking as well. But I think if you're looking for matches, you want to stick with probably just the official Discord. That's all for today. I will see you all in the next NihongoGamer video and or stream. Laters.